Joining us to discuss today's headlines is independent MP Dai and ALP President Wayne Swan. Good morning to you both. Dai, we are absolutely enraptured this morning. And you're dressed in gold
That's
as well
right,
to
celebrating after the first gold medal. That's amazing.
It's so good to see, isn't it? Especially when you can overcome injury like that.
Yes, that's right. I think when you push through adversity, the win is much more, bigger. So I think for Australia, it's a proud moment.
Yeah.
And every time this happens, hopefully it brings us together to unite and celebrate something such a huge, significant milestone.
Absolutely. Swanee, we are on the board, and I don't think there was a dry eye in the house when it happened.
Too right. Never underestimate an Aussie, whatever they're doing, wherever they are.
It's so good to see those celebrations. We'll continue. He's, of course, got another event coming up soon, so cannot wait for that. All right, well, let's sadly move on to a competition of a different kind. But, look, I'm not sure there's a gold medal up for grabs in this contest. The Federal Liberal Party bracing for their leadership spill in just a matter of hours. OK, so Dai, the Libs have taken two Conservative leaders to the past two elections and lost both times. Now they think replacing a moderate with a Conservative is the answer to their woes. Is it?
Look, I think the whole brand, and I think has really been damaged. From my perspective, this is my perspective, I think often a lot of the times politicians generally from all sides, we live in our little Canberra bubble, and it's really frustrating as somebody who watching on, I feel like I'm just a normal person there representing my community, the working families, mums and dads and the businesses, and we're seeing all this play out. And often, can I say the media plays a very significant role in generating this feeling of instability as well, and then
I think they're doing a fair enough job of it themselves.
Oh, but they are, and we're adding to it as well. And then inside, they seem to be focused on one another rather than focusing on the government. There's so much that has to be done in terms of keeping the government accountable, in terms of spending, in terms of costs, everything there, and nobody seems to be doing that, which is really frustrating for me, and I'm sure for other independents sitting there watching this whole thing play out. And I don't know if a new leader would actually change the brand and rebuild what the Conservative, what the Liberal National represent the people of Australia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, Wayne, the Liberals think they're losing votes to One Nation. James Patterson came out yesterday and said they're losing thousands on a daily basis. But the reality is the Liberals actually lost seats to the Teals at both of the past two elections, and that's what's tangible. I mean, they're having a real identity crisis here, aren't they? So which way do they go? Which way do they lean?
Well, the problem here is the product, not the salesperson. I mean, only a matter of sort of 12 months ago, Angus Taylor was roaming the country, spending tens of billions of dollars on nuclear power because they're fundamentally climate change deniers and won't front up to some of the very big challenges. And, of course, when you look at their party room, it doesn't really represent modern Australia. They've missed the boat when it comes to broadening their support in the community over a long period of time. And now they've got a shortage of potential leaders, and Angus Taylor is not going to cut the mustard.
Well, I think that's the interesting part. They sort of say that Susan Lee doesn't have the cut-through, but does Angus Taylor. I mean, I think for me one of the most interesting things about Angus is actually his daughter and son-in-law. I don't know if you remember this, but they won that obscure wife-carrying competition last year in Europe. I mean,
well, that probably says it all. I reckon Dai would do a better job than Angus,
we have
actually.
a moving vision of it as well. I don't know, we can't play it obviously at the moment, but do we think that, I mean, is this how he's going to carry the Liberal Party through?
That's where they come from.
I think they need to really look at policies in terms of our economy, small business, mums and dads, the ones that actually don't benefit from Labor's rebates and handouts. We need that is middle Australia. There are a lot of them out there working very hard every day. They don't benefit from the government's kind of.
Well, I think we can have an argument about that, Dai.
We can. I'm sure we do.
Represent middle Australia, absolutely.
Well,
no.
I think Dai's point is that everyone's been distracted, and the Australian people don't seem to be at the centre of the frame at the moment, which is where they should be. But let's just hope that this all settles and eventually we'll come back into the frame. Guys, we've run out of time, but thank you both so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it.